a question 14. Okay, now, so what do you need to find for this question? Okay, Abhika?
Yes, miss.
What do you need to find for this question?
The x-intercept.
Okay, in what way you see from the question that you have to find the x-intercept?
Oh, sorry, the x-coordinate for P.
Okay, x-coordinate of P. Okay, Abhika, can you tell me, we want to find the x-coordinate of P for what situation? What is the situation? Situation in this question. Can you tell me the situation for this question? The problem is we want to find the x-coordinate of P. Okay, we want to find the x-coordinate of P for what situation? Can you tell me for what situation? Abhika?
Yeah, miss. What do you mean by situation?
Situation, that means okay, for example, I want to find the x-coordinate of P. That is the point of intersection of y equal to ax with another equation. But that is the meaning of situation. So if you say we want to find the x-coordinate of P, for what? That is what I mean by the situation.
At the point where P meets y equals to ae to the power of minus x.
Okay, at the point where it made.
Yeah.
So what is it? So it can be here. So there are many you can draw. It can be here, it can be here. So which one should I find? You haven't get to the situation yet.
Point P.
Because you don't know, you don't know the situation, you won't be able to solve the problem. X coordinate of P in terms of A for what situation? Like I want to find, for example, I want to find student with the highest score. The highest score is the situation. So I can go and find the student. So you want to find the X coordinate of P for what situation?
OAPB has a minimum parameter.
Okay. So we want the rectangle to have the perimeter is minimum. So this is our situation. Right? This is our situation or the condition. So now in this condition, from this condition, so what should I do? How should I start? What is the variable of my interest? Adele?
Yes.
What is the variable of my interest now for this situation?
Limit of interest.
What is the variable of interest? What are you interested in finding? Or what are you interested in solving?
First is to find A, right? Because we want the x coordinate of P, so A is the x coordinate of P, right?
No. In terms of A, that means you don't have to find what is the value of A.
Oh, okay.
So that's why when you all read this question, correct, you are not able to solve this problem. The reason is you don't know what you want to solve. So when you talk about problem solving, you must know what you want to solve. So when you read the question, that's why I say, what is the variable of interest? What are you interested in? Adele?
Yeah.
Your variable of interest is in the situation.
The perimeter of rectangle.
Yeah, so you are interested in finding the perimeter of rectangle. So the situation will give you the variable of interest. So look, so I let. So that is how we do a problem solving. So we let L, we want to write in terms of X is the perimeter of rectangle OAPB. So now you write down your variable of interest. So now, if I'm interested in the perimeter of a rectangle OABP, so I have to know how to find the perimeter of a rectangle, am I right? Okay, so how to find the perimeter of a rectangle? Siti Haja?
Yes, Miss.
In this situation, how to find the perimeter of the rectangle?
2x plus 2ae to the power of negative x.
Okay, how you know it's 2x?
Because it has two sides that have the same length.
Yeah, how you know it's 2x?
Because the coordinate of p is x and ae to the power of negative x.
Yeah. So if the question, listen, if in the exam, correct, I ask you to prove that part A, if I ask you to prove that the perimeter of the rectangle is 2x plus 2ae to the power of negative x, correct? You see, you want to prove, correct? You want to show, correct? If you write this for me, you get 0 mark. So how should you write? You have to go back to your basic understanding of perimeter based on this diagram. Okay, Siti, try.
I'm not sure, Miss.
Try, ma.
Length plus width.
Okay, you can say 2 times of the length plus 2 times of the width. Right? So, in this situation, how you denote the length?
AO.
Yeah, so I 2 AO plus
2 AP.
yeah. Like that only you can get the mark if I ask you to prove. You see or not? Then you label in here, this is a coordinate for P is X, coordinate Y is AE to the power negative X. So now you say 2X plus 2AE to the power negative X. So you get, if I give you 2 marks, so you will get a mark here and here. So I told you already, proof and show question is the hardest. Am I right? So be careful, student. Okay, you have to know how to show people how you get the answer. Okay, next. What should I do in order for me to find the X coordinate of P for this situation? Okay, Azif?
Yes.
Azif, how? What should I do after I get the formula already?
You have to find the derivative.
Why must I find the derivative?
To know and you have to equal to 0 to get the minimum.
Why I need to put the derivative equal to 0 to get the minimum? Answer?
I don't know, Miss.
Try. Why must I find the derivative and equate the derivative equal to 0? What basis do I have? Why? If the exam question asks you, why must you equate the derivative equal to 0 in order to know the minimum situation? So how are you going to answer this question? Can you tell the paper that I don't know?
But is it
No.
because A is greater than 0 or
No, it's not because of that.
Because when you got the derivative, it means the slope.
The slope some more? Hmm.
So you have to get the slope equation. The M. Sorry, wait.
That big your thing. Who want to try to answer that question? Anyone? Why must you find the derivative function in order for you to know the minimum situation for the parameter? Thaddeus, try.
Is it to show the sign diagram?
Why must I show the sign diagram?
To see the sign, and then
What, to see the sign, so what?
it is minimum.
How I know the sign if the sign is minimum? So if the sign is minimum, so what? So why must I find the derivative function? My question, the issue is, why must I find the derivative function in order for me to solve this problem? I think you won't be surprised if Ms. Toh can ask this question. Examiner can ask, final exam can ask this question also. Your SAT2 also I can ask this question. But too bad, I asked already, SAT2 I won't ask again. Justin? Jensen. Oh, someone have answer. Let me see. Someone have answered correctly in the text. Why must I find the derivative function in order that I can solve this problem? Why must you find the derivative function so that you can solve this problem? Okay, so it goes down to, what do you mean by derivative function? What is the meaning of L prime X? If I ask you to explain, L prime X. How are you going to explain? Yes, because you are right. Now you know, because L prime X is the slope function and the slope at minimum situation is 0. So in order to find the minimum situation, you must have this first. So this is how you explain, how you answer this why question. So go back to your basic. Do you know the meaning of L prime X? Are you okay, student? So I will do my L prime X. That is equal to 2 minus 2a e to the power negative x. Okay. Cindy, is Miss Do doing, am I doing it correctly? My L prime X?
No,
Hmm?
no,
Okay, which part am I?
the behind one, is it?
I supposed to time by -1, correct? But do you see I have a negative sign here?
Okay, okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so next step, I put this as 0. Yep. So therefore, 2 and 2 can cancel. A e to the power negative x is equal to 1. So a over e to the power x is 1. So e to the power x is a. So therefore, x is equal to ln a. Okay. Got it? Okay, Brandon. So the x coordinate of P is ln a. Is my job done, Brandon?
Yeah.
Yeah. If this question is 5 marks, you will only get 4 marks.
You have to interpret, is it? Or
No, you don't have to interpret. I told you already, it's your responsibility. Is my job done? Have I completed my task perfectly?
sign diagram, is it?
Sign diagram of what?
Of the how's that? L prime X.
Yes. So L prime X. So X must be more than 0. You go forward. And here is your ln A. So what sign must I put for minimum situation? Brandon?
Minimum is the down how's that? Minus and plus.
Yeah. So therefore, I say X coordinate of P is ln A. So that, such that the perimeter of OAPB is minimum. So always remember, it's your responsibility. Are you okay?
Okay.
Okay, huh? So you see, it's a very small thing. It's a very simple, straightforward thing. But you see, that is called problem solving. You have to recognize what problem do you want to solve. What is the situation? Then you analyze. That is called your thinking skill. Where should you start? How should you start? Then after you get certain thing, what should you do? Why you have to do it like that? So when we talk about problem solving and thinking skill, you can have it in any of the maths question. You don't have to go and sit down there for 10 hours to go and learn up how to do problem solving and thinking skill. Because every maths question is a problem for you to solve. Based on what you have, based on what you should do. How should you start? So all maths teachers are teaching you thinking skill. Why should I find the perimeter of the rectangle ABOAPB? Because they want me to find the x coordinate of P in which the perimeter of the rectangle is minimum. Why should I differentiate it? Because at the minimum situation of the perimeter, the rate of change is 0. You see, these are called thinking skills. You think, based on what you learn, you apply. So all the subject, you are applying what you have learned in maths, how to solve a problem. Okay? Okay, so one of your friends has a request. Question, exercise 3A, question 16. Okay, can you please go to exercise 3A, question 16?
Mine stops at 15.
Exercise 3A, not review 3A.
Oh, okay, got it, got it.
Page 64.
Got it.
We have y equal to ax squared. And the other one is y equal to ln x. So this is 1 here. Okay, they touch each other at point B. Okay. They touches the logarithmic function at point B, where x coordinate is point B. So this point, I call it point A. The coordinate of point A, I can write it as x, ax squared, or I can also write it as x ln x. So from here, I can say ax squared is equal to ln x. Right? So I should put B here. Sorry, B, So here it's all changed to B. So that is how I get my part A. So AB squared equal to ln B. So this is the first one. And after that, they say 2A. So now, if you look at here, if I draw a tangent that passes through point A, this is called the common tangent. correct? Common tangent. So when you talk about common tangent, so what we can do is for y equal to ax squared, dy dx is equal to 2ax. So at point x equal to b, dy dx will be equal to 2ab. Okay, for the other equation, so they are common tangent, so their gradient will be the same. So the dy dx is 1 over x. So at x equal to b, dy dx will be 1 over b. So 2ab will be equal to 1 over b. Done. That is your part A. Okay, your friend requests me to do part B. Am I right? Oh, 3A. Okay, B, huh? Okay, so now I'm trying to solve part B. Deduce that the point of contact is this. So now, you see I have equation 1 and equation 2, right? So I'm going to solve these two simultaneous equations. So the first equation is AB squared equal to ln B. Second, can I bring this one up? And I say 2AB squared is equal to 1. So AB squared will be equal to 1 over 2. So this is my equation 1, equation 2. I sub equation 2 into equation 1. Okay, so I have half equal to ln B. Okay, so I got the answer already. So my B will be equal to e to the power half, which is square root of e. So therefore, you want to deduce the point of contact, all right? So the point of contact is point A, am I right? So it's square root of e. Okay, you either can use this or this, up to you. So ln B is e to the power half. So the point of contact is square root of e, and this is half. Done. Okay. Any more question? Yeah. So the rest you can do it by yourself. So now everyone turn to review. Review 3B. I want you to solve question 3. Review 3B. Question 3. Okay. So review 3B, question 3. They give us the function fx. Okay, then part A. You're supposed to find and classify any stationary point for y equal to fx. Okay, so Cindy, what should you do? You want to find stationary point.
Differentiate.
Yeah. Why you need to differentiate? Why you need to differentiate? Thaddeus?
Because stationary point means minimum and maximum point. So
Then why
equals
should we differentiate?
so when when the function is differentiate, then it will equals to 0.
And when the function is differential equal to 0, you better memorize how to explain that, okay?
Yeah, I still organizing the sentence.
Yeah, you better learn how to organize this sentence. Hello? Why I need to differentiate in order for me to find stationary point? Because I know that the gradient at the stationary point is 0. So when I differentiate that, I get gradient function. The key is gradient at the stationary point is 0. So everyone have to remember stationary point has 0 gradient. So this is the key. And f prime x is gradient function. See or not? So that is how it drives you to say you must differentiate. Okay, so we just differentiate. Right? Then we equate equal to 0. Then we have e to the power x is equal to 1. Am I going too fast? So x equal to ln 1. Zafan, what is ln 1? Zafan, what is ln 1?
Zero, sorry, guys. Hello? Yeah.
How you know it's 0?
Calculator, miss.
Okay, it's okay. I just want to know whether you get it by yourself or you see someone tell you. Okay, that's it. Okay, so x equal to 0. So I got that. So now what I do is I want to find the y coordinate, correct? So I put f0. So it will be e to the power 0 minus 0. So equal to 1. Right? So now I know the coordinate of the stationary point. That is 0, 1. So if I want to classify it, what does that mean? What do you mean by classify? What do you mean by classify? Why in this case I ask you to classify? The question asks you to classify. Ready?
To determine whether it is a local maximum or minimum.
Some more. Some more. One more. Ready? One more.
Or inflection point.
Is it called inflection point? So when we say classified means there are 3 types of stationary point. Just you have mentioned local, max. That is like that. Local mean. That is like this. Yeah, one more, Gladys. Yes, it's a type of inflection point. And it's also a stationary point. So what do we call it?
Stationary point of inflection.
Yeah. Stationary inflection point. So stationary inflection point, we have 2 types. It can be either go like that, or it can go like this. Am I right? Okay, so how are we going to classify this? Based on what we have here. How are we going to classify it based on what we have here, Hafiz? So now our, yes. Our issue is how to classify. You know, but how to? Yes, Hafiz?
Make a Venn diagram of f prime x.
Yeah, f prime x. So x can be any value, correct?
Yeah.
So I put 0 here.
Left hand side is negative, right hand side is positive.
How you know this?
Calculator.
Calculator, your graphic calculator, correct?
Yeah.
Still remember I told you already, anything can be done by graphic calculator. Let the graphic calculator handle it. We just relax, correct? We just relax and use it. So that's why how to relax yourself during the exam. Things can be handled by calculator. Don't fight with the graphic calculator. People say I cannot do arithmetic, mental arithmetic fast. It doesn't matter as long as I can solve my problem fast. Am I right? So now, so therefore conclusion.
0.01 is the local minimum point.
Yeah, so 0.1 is the local minimum of fx equal to e to the power x minus x. Done. You see? So these are whatever I written down in red is something that you must have in mind. You want to solve a problem, you must have a lot of information. Yeah. Okay, let's go to part B. So now, how to solve this problem then? Discuss what happened to fx as x approaches infinity. You see, this question is very nice. For me, I will say, discuss what happened to fx as x become very, very big. I won't say I won't say it tends toward infinity. And if we deal with time, I will say discuss what happened to ft in the long run. So you see, question can be phrased in a different way, depend on the situation. So I will write as x approaches infinity. Okay, so what is the next term that I must write? Hao Xuan? By the way, your fx is e to the power x minus x.
Then x approach to...
Hey, x got already, x approach infinity. This term is done.
Then ex approach to infinity.
Yeah, ex approach infinity. Then how about my fx?
Fx...
ex minus x. Approach what?
Approach infinity.
Okay, because this infinity is very, very big. This one, you take it as big, right? Because e to the power, so it will approach infinity. So is there upper boundary? The answer is no. Correct? Okay, done with that. Okay, let's go to part C. Off track for a while. Okay, let's continue with part C. Okay, find f double prime x. So our fx, just now our fx is e to the power x minus x. So f prime x is e to the power x minus 1, correct? So f double prime x will be e to the power x 1, the rate of change is 0. Okay, so I have e to the power x. So whenever I see e to the power of something, straight away in my mind, I remember something that is e to the power of anything is always greater than 0. So when I draw this sign diagram, I can draw it very quickly. F double prime x will never become 0. It's always positive. So if f double prime x is always positive, what is the geometrical interpretation? Johan, try.
The side, sorry, the slope is always, the diagram is always, no, it's increasing, sorry,
No, you
it
cannot say it.
increases,
You only know the shape.
oh,
The fx
it's,
graph is always shape.
concave,
Concave got 2 types.
okay, cave,
A positive person will smile.
yeah, smile,
Yeah, a positive person will always have a positive attitude. That means he always have very high, very positive. So always look up. I give you the hint already. Concave what?
concave upwards,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how you remember. Correct? A
correct,
positive person, you always know that you are someone to look up to. Who is the someone to look up to? The God Almighty. In whatever situation you are, you know there is a God for you to look up to. Even how bad the situation is. Am I right? So this will be the geometrical interpretation. Geometrical interpretation, I told you already, is either talking about the gradient, talking about the graph is going up or going down, or talking about the shape of the graph. Are you okay?
okay,
Okay, now for part D. Before I sketch the fx graph, I have studied what happened to fx when x tends toward infinity. I also have to know what happened to fx as x tends toward negative infinity. Okay, now, can someone tell me what should I do next? Kiko.
EX approaches 0.
Yes, you are right. E to the power x approaches 0. Because you have this in mind, am I right? E to the power negative infinity is 1 over e to the power infinity. 1 divided by very, very big is very, very small. Am I right? So what happened to fx, which is e to the power x minus x, will approach, Kiko?
Minus X.
Sure.
Is it not 0 minus X?
Sure. You look at what I write there. Okay, Kiko, tell me.
Infinity.
Yes. So that's why you have to be initiative to write down. If you don't want to write down in red, as what I have done, then you better write in your mind. Okay, so infinity. So that means I can make a conclusion. 0, 1 is also because I have the axis. This is my minimum point. This one go up like that. This one go up like that. So 0, 1 is also the global what? Minimum. Okay, so my graph will go like that. This one, the infinity is much bigger, steeper. This one is less steep. Yep. So here is your 0, 1. So the moment I have this graph, then I can answer part D, part E. So how I answer part E? You see part E, they say deduce. Deduce means you use your answer from part D to get the answer for part E. So straight away, I know that fx is equal to e to the power x minus x is always greater than or equal to what? Is always greater than or equal to what, Nicholas?
Yes, miss.
Is always greater than or equal to what? Based on part D graph.
It's always fx is always greater than
Or
1.
equal to what?
Always
equal
greater
to-
than 1.
Yes. So Ex is always greater than or equal to x plus 1. Done. Finish. Are you okay? Student? Any question? So you see, if you know the concept well, you look through it, you're no problem. Okay? So any question? No. So continue to do your other exercises. Next week, we will try to discuss all possible. Then you go for your break and catch up with all your